What?
Did you try to take about Lake Pontchartrain and then say another thing flat earthers won't do and move on to a topic about the sun? Is that what you just did?
I mentioned it in my opening.
You just said another thing flat earthers won't do after talking about Lake Pontchartrain. I've been to Lake Pontchartrain numerous times. Have you? Hey, I don't know why you got to interrupt me. Are you scared of what I'm going to say?
Well, you're saying that I said you wouldn't go to Lake Pontchartrain, so I'm correcting you.
But he's been to Lake Pontchartrain.
You just talked about Lake Pontchartrain and then said another thing flat earthers won't do and started talking about the sun. Yeah, you just did that. The audience can go rewatch it. It's fine. No big deal. Snake brought up NASA photos, Jaron proved curve, Lake Pontchartrain, and the North Pole. Those were all in your opening arguments, right, Snake?
Correct.
All right, great. Which one do you want me to falsify first? North Pole? You said go to the North Pole and then move 50 miles south or east. You never done that. And then you said flat earthers won't do it. You haven't done that. All right, which one should we do next?
Yeah, you won't do it. You won't do it because you can prove me wrong. You won't do it. You can go do it.
You haven't gone to the North Pole, and travel to the North Pole is restricted. It's basically like asking me to go in my closet, walk into Narnia, and prove that Narnia is
actually it is.
Neither the North Pole or the South Pole are restricted.
I have the
you can go visit them.
I have the North. I've got the North Pole. Yeah, this is actually ridiculous. I actually have the document.
This is
okay. Nathan and Jan Truth, you're interrupting each other.
It is this thick, and you've got to go through 20 different agencies. Now, I also spent 12 years in the military and can tell you it's built that way to keep you from being able to do so. Because I had a security clearance, and that's how it works, dude.
Jay, thank you for serving. I try to say that to anyone who was in the military, so that's it. That's all I was going to say.
You're welcome.
So that was one of many ways that you can test for yourself. The other one that flat earthers will never do is go visit the sun, which apparently is a couple miles away. Nathan, you're muted, Nathan.
You're muted. Nathan, we can't hear you.
Wait, did you just say one other thing flat earthers won't do? Did you just say that?
Yeah, you won't go visit the sun even though it's a couple miles away.
What? Did you try to take about Lake Pontchartrain and then say another thing flat earthers won't do and move on to a topic about the sun? Is that what you just did? I
mentioned it in my opening.
You just said another thing flat earthers won't do after talking about Lake Pontchartrain. I've been to Lake Pontchartrain numerous times. Have you? Hey, I don't know why you got to interrupt me. Are you scared of what I'm going to say?
Well, you're saying that I said you wouldn't go to Lake Pontchartrain, so I'm correcting you.
But he's been to Lake Pontchartrain.
You just talked about Lake Pontchartrain and then said another thing flat earthers won't do and started talking about the sun. Yeah, you just did that. The audience can go rewatch it. It's fine. No big deal. But just so you know, I've been to Lake Pontchartrain.
What happened was I said you wouldn't visit the sun.
All right. We do have to have it such that there's not too much interrupting. So Nathan will give you a chance to finish this in about a minute, and then we'll come back to you, Snake.
I don't need a minute. I just need a couple sentences, and the dude can't keep his mouth shut. So thank you, James. I really appreciate that. So I've been to Lake Pontchartrain numerous times. I know for a fact, you probably haven't ever been there or tested it with any data you could show me, but there's flat earthers there that became flat earthers because Lake Pontchartrain should have a measurable curve over it. It's about 20 miles long, and there is no curve. I've also taken a time lapse from one side of the lake to the other side of the lake, and it's a straight line. I am not curving around a globe. Also, you can see way too far on that lake. I've done sight distance observations. I had 800 videos up on Be the Change before my channel was deleted. Like I said, the people there found out the Earth's flat because they're looking across the lake and realizing it's not curving. So for you to say, oh, there's this lake I've never been to and it's curved, that is so goofy because I've been there and tested it and you haven't.
So I've been there is not an argument. You have to explain why it's not curved. You haven't. And to correct you for about the fourth time, I did not say Lake Pontchartrain any time during this discussion other than now. The thing that I said you won't go do is visit the sun. So that's the correction. So there is a visible curve. I don't care how many times you say I've been there. There's a visible curve.
Hold on one second, Jam. I got to let him finish. Go ahead, Snake.
And the specs for building the bridge is curved.
Got this.
And and saying, "Oh, I've been there," is not an argument. You need actual
No.
data. We have pictures of it.
That wasn't my argument.
Oh, and the other thing,
Okay.
right? You didn't have an argument.
We'll
All
give you
said
this
was
last.
I've
We'll
been
give
there.
you a couple. We'll give you a
Well,
couple
I
more
said
sentences,
sight
Snake.
distance
All right,
observations,
Nathan.
and
Just
I
to be
also
sure that
put
he's
the
finished his
time
point as
lapses
well.
on my YouTube.
Just to be sure that he's finished his point as well. Snake, do you have any last points before we kick it over to the flat Earth side?
So yeah, atmospheric refraction makes the curve look a little bit bigger than it is, and we can discuss why you guys don't understand refraction either. But I would like to get through the why you guys don't understand gravity first. But pick your poison.